take care of the kids. Okay. And then my mother. So and then your grandmother and your grandfather, I never lacked support. Never, ever did I ever feel like I was taking this journey by myself. And it's because of the fact that I never felt like I was taking this journey by myself that I constantly remind myself of where I came from and the fact that I didn't have to do it by myself. And that's the reason why I strive or want to be so supportive of my family, because they were always there for me. They've always been there, always still are always there for me. There's not a thing that I can ask for or anything that I need that's not taken care of. So, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Mm. I
So,
mean,
so that they say a single parent because I wasn't married, but I was never a single parent.
right. No, and again, I don't want to take anything away from the fact. I know, I mean, I was there. I seen the hustle. I seen your struggle. I know about the two jobs and all of those things, and still trying to have a life. I mean, you still wanted to go out. You were young. It's like, you didn't want to be bogged, and I would say bogged down, but it's just the fact that we sometimes, you look at it, you got a young kid that's demanding, that needs this and needs that. And I was saying needs in the fact that I was an athlete when I got to a certain point. So now I want to play on the weekends. I want to be on this team. I want to be in this sport. I want to go to this camp, and I want to do those things where I don't know where you got it from. I really don't. I don't know how you did it. But like you said, I never went a day without a roof over my head. I never went a day without clothes on my back. There was always food on the table, and and I had a good life. When I got hurt, I went to the doctors. It wasn't, self-medicate and roll yourself around, you be all right or whatever. I actually went to the doctor, and I know I played and I got hurt. So I got real injuries, and it was easy for you just to say, "Hey, let's go and get this checked out." When I needed dental work, dental, you did that. And the part I want to say the most to all of this is, even though we were close in age, I mean, we're 15 years apart in that aspect right there. But you was my friend, but we knew the distance, we knew the difference between you and my mom. So you didn't do the friend thing, and when I needed to be corrected, you corrected me. When I needed to be straightened out, you straightened me out, and I appreciate that because that's what I needed. You could have been a soft, they say the soft skills, or, the timeouts wasn't enough for me. So, I took timeouts on the football field, and that just means I took a little break and go out there and do the same thing. But when I needed to be corrected, you corrected me. And I appreciate that now. And I'm sure my kids that's in those chats, so they appreciate it too, because those things, I not so much pass it down like I'm a big bully or whatever like that, but at the same time, you helped me become a man, even though you wasn't a man, and that I needed that. So I thank you. I thank you. I know I wasn't saying thank you when you was correcting me at the time, but I say thank you now because it helped. It helped. Some of the sayings and some of the things that you said, it sticks. It's stuck in my head forever. I can do bad by myself. It's like I'm talking to that wall. It's going in one ear, coming out the other. And all the things, I remember them like they were yesterday. But it's
Well,
just,
you know what?
yeah,
I think that as parents, we have a responsibility. And my responsibility was to grow you into, God gave you to me for a season. And it was my responsibility to get you through that season. And I couldn't do that being your friend. I had to at times be stern because I didn't want to be looking over you, because I didn't do the things that I was supposed to do as a parent, as a mother. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't in this journey by myself. I had a lot of help, but I know that I had to step up to the plate, just like my mother had to step up to the plate and pull us through. So I think we grew up together, and we struggled together. But I know that ultimately it was my responsibility to make sure that you got what you needed to cross over. So I just thank God for him putting not making the struggle hard, for me having the people in my life. And you weren't a bad child. You really weren't a bad child. I mean, we all do mischievous things, but you weren't a bad child. And so I was blessed with look, I tell anybody, my kids were nothing like me. Okay. And so that was a blessing. My kids were nothing like me. So God truly blessed me with some wonderful children. So I just thank you for being who you are.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I love you. I really
love
do.
you too, baby.
You.
I love you
and
too.
Happy birthday to you. So we're at the end of the show. Really.
Okay. So that wasn't too bad.
No, we went too fast. No, you did a wonderful job. So normally this is how we're going to go. This is the Iron Sharpening Iron show, and then we have the after show, and we got some special guests that we going to have here with us, and we're going to have a deeper conversation. Some about what you talked about. We still celebrating your birthday, but it is also National Women's History Month, and we want to make sure that we talk about some of the history of that women have. That provided or showed throughout history, or the history of women throughout the world, and I want to recognize that as well. So I definitely. So we got some guests, so we're going to go into the after show. So I'm gonna run a quick commercial. It is no more birthday shout outs. I can tell you that right now. So we're gonna run a quick commercial because we're gonna be promoting the next show, the We Be Jamming show. We'll drop that commercial, and then we'll come back and we'll be on the after show. So stay tuned for this commercial, and I'll see you in a minute. So let me make sure. Well, sometimes he's out.
Get ready to groove to the rhythm of excitement as We Be Jammin' Live takes you on a thrilling musical adventure. With a spin of the wheel, our talented musicians spin into action, bringing you an unforgettable experience of music, energy, and entertainment. From classic hits to modern tunes, our talented artists will have you singing along and dancing to the beat. So, sit back, relax, and let the music take you on a wild ride. Do you have what it takes to be one of the 5 to be on the next We Be Jammin' Live?
All right, we're back on the Iron Sharpening the Iron show, and now we're going to turn this into the after show. So give me 1 second. So there we go. Change it to the after show. Now we're on the after show. And they got my special guest with me, my mom, Sharon Jackson. This is her 70th birthday celebration. And we got some special guests that we're going to bring to the stage to help us celebrate in a deeper conversation. And at the same time, we're going to be doing some, deeper, again, conversation. So, hey, so give me 1 second as we get these special guests up on the stage. And let me get y'all up here. So give me 1 second. All right, so we have Miss Nancy Green up on the stage and living my best life at 60.
Hello.
That is Echo. Hello, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me back, Big Jack, and happy birthday, Miss Sharon.
Thank you so much.
We're close to the same age, so I can relate to just about everything you were talking about.
All right.
Except I had my babies when I was old. That's the difference.
Oh.
Yeah. So those who don't know, we got Miss Nancy Green up here, and we got, of course, Echo with us, living my best life. And Echo, I seen you already went live, or you're live on your channel.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and Nancy, if you want to, you can go live on your channel if you want to go live. So you're able to do that. And
well, I don't know how.
so it's funny because I've been a guest, and when you're a guest, you don't really get that opportunity to do it. So I'm not sure. So maybe Echo can tell you how to do it. So we got one more that's going to come on the screen. So on the scene, let's get her up here. And there she is. Snapback Trishana. How you doing, Snapback?
I'm well. Hello. Happy
Hi.
Okay, I'm missing something to make sure. Yeah, there we go. That's better.
Okay.
Hello, Snapback. How you doing?
I'm well. Happy birthday,
Thank you.
Jack, Miss Jack.
Yeah. So I thank you all for being here, being on the show with me, helping me celebrate. So we know it's National Women's History Month, and some of the things I wanted to go over with you just getting a different light on it, getting a different, I would say, feel of some of the things that you experience. I don't know if y'all was in the beginning of the show, and I put the prices up of when my mom was born in 1955 and how much has changed in that time. So, so those are some of the things that wanted to make sure that we was able to do. I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I also had one more guest that was supposed to come up, and this is one of the things that's hard, Jack, if you didn't know, is that only way that you can give the link is to have to either a phone number to text it to them, or you have to have the email address to email it to them. And when you're dealing with a lot of content creators, a lot of people through YouTube, we don't know each other like that. And because you don't know each other, it's hard to get that contact information that you need so that you can bring them on. So I'm going to drop this one in there. And I hear feedback from some. I'm not sure who's the feedback, but there's some type of feedback, but it's okay.
My garage door opening, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, that's what it sounds
Sorry
like.
about that.
No, there's no problem. Okay, no, I hear it. I'm just making sure it wasn't me. So, Auntie, if you can click the link and come on in, you're more than welcome to come on up here on the show. So I got the wheel. So, and those who know my show, see my show, there's the wheel. And when the wheel spins, whatever stops, we're going to have a conversation about wherever it's on. So if that's okay with y'all. Now, before we get started, did anyone have anything that they want to share that was talked about that Mama Jack had already talked about or said, if anybody?
I definitely agree. It takes a village to raise children. And I'm so glad that you knew that and understood that and allowed that to happen. I think our young people today think they have to do it all themselves, and they don't realize there are plenty of people out there that are willing to support and help them.
Yes. Well, I talked about earlier about being my father being in the military. And so consequently, there were often times when he would go ahead of us to wherever the new base was, and it would just be us and my mom, and it was a struggle because she didn't have that village,
Right.
when we were coming up, and I tell the story all the time about my mother, and she she was a very strong woman. You had to be a strong woman because she had 5 children, and then she was a widow when she was 35 years old, and so she had 5 children that she had to take care of. So you needed to have that village, so that's the reason why we came back to this area, so that she wouldn't have to go through all of that by herself, because up until that time, with my father, it was her that had to pack the house and get the kids ready and make sure we all got through the airport safely. And, so yeah, you definitely have to have a village.
All right. Well, thank you. So Auntie Mickey is up here. I know she stepped right off the stage, but she's on the panel right now. So I got some wonderful people up here, some great content creators. Auntie Mickey's Variety Show, Snapback Trishana, Nancy Green, and Living My Best Life at 60 Echo. So, and of course my mom, Sharon Jackson. So we're definitely going to have some fun with this, I believe, because not so much fun, but we're going to learn a lot. I am anyway. So I appreciate that. And hello, Auntie Mickey's, how you doing? And thank you for being here.
Hi.
All right, so real quick, can we, if you don't mind, where's everyone located? So that way we can see how different we are in all the different places. So Auntie Mickey's, where are you located? Can you hear me?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
No, I'm saying, where are you located? What state are you in?
Seattle, Washington.
Washington. Snapback, what state are you in?
I'm in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Nancy Green.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Echo.
I'm in Hahira, Georgia.
Okay, all
South
right.
Georgia.
Mama Jack.
I'm in Prince George's County, Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, so we're all over the place. So it's not like we're standing on top of each other and we all know the same thing. So, all right. So with that being said, we know we're all over the place. I'm gonna bring the wheel out. So give me a second. Give me 1 second to get the wheel up here. And I got it here. All right. So there's the wheel. Everybody see the wheel?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna spin the wheel, and then we're gonna come up with a question for it. So give me a second. All right, there it is. There you go. Okay. I don't know. All right. So the wheel says your dream job. So and the question, I guess, would be if there was no restrictions. So I know through the years, especially for women, it wasn't as even and equally yoked as far as the careers and all that you could have. So your dream job, if there was no restrictions, so there was nothing blocking you, nothing stopping you from doing whatever you wanted to do, what would have been your dream job? And I'm gonna say, Echo, we're gonna let you go first.
Well, mine would have been easy because I would have been a teacher.
Okay. All right, teacher. All right, teachers. That's a good one. I like teaching. All right, Nancy, what you think?
Well, I was always more of a tomboy and liked cars and mechanical stuff, but it was frowned upon for girls to hang out in garages and do stuff like that. So I probably would have enjoyed something more mechanical, or maybe something in the because I took that test in school, that tells you what you're interested in, and it came out that I would be a good lineman for the phone company. So I don't know. I'm not sure I would have chosen that one, but maybe something along the more mechanical lines.
Okay. All right.
I did the secretarial job. That's why, Sharon, I was kind of relating to what you said. I did learn how to type. I was a great typist. And, that's nobody needs that anymore. But I did that. I knew how to run an office, and that paid my rent for many years. So I was thankful that I did have that to fall back on.
That's cool. And thank you. Snapback, what would you say? What'd you think? You on mute? Yeah.
I was shaking my head, Big Jack. What I would have been, several jobs I would have done. There's several jobs I have done, but I wanted to go in the military and I also wanted to be a deputy sheriff.
Oh,
And I couldn't do neither one. So,
right.
and as Nancy said, she wanted to be a teacher. I wanted, and I liked it home economics when I was in school. No, I lied. I liked it woodwork when I was in school, but my teacher wouldn't let me because girls were supposed to do home economics. I still don't do housekeeping very well.
Yeah, and that was, I think it was Echo that said she wanted to be the teacher. But yeah, so that's living my best life. But yeah, and I'm gonna go on to Auntie real quick. Auntie Mickey, what was your dream job?
Oh my God. I wanted to be an actress, a singer. I'm glad I didn't go to Hollywood. That's all I can say.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Hollywood now.
Yeah. So, Mama Jack, what'd you think?
Well, I
What
never
was my
wanted to be
dream?
a teacher, but people often told me that I should have been a teacher, but I always wanted to be a lawyer.
Ooh, that's
So,
a good one.
yeah, I always wanted to champion for someone.
Right, right.
So, I had a supervisor tell me one time I needed to mind my own business, but
Oh.
I just felt like I needed to be in that person's corner.
But now we're talking about the dream jobs, and I just want to, I want y'all to be real with me. Was it different because of being a woman or being a female, especially in the 70s and 80s and all, and saying that's not, I know, Nancy, you made the comment, that's not what boys or girls do. So, and Snapback saying the same thing. They won't let you do wood shop,
Yeah.
but you can do home ec. So
Right.
what was that like? I mean, what was the, I'm asking because I wouldn't know. I couldn't, I don't know what you're saying, not so much saying, but what you're feeling. So I'm just trying to get a feel on what was that. If anybody want to talk on that.
Well,
Well,
for
I
me,
also never. I'm so
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wasn't ever trying to be a boy or, anything like that. But I just like naturally enjoyed mechanical things, And I guess that probably did pay off when I did do office jobs because they always called on me to unclog the printer and stuff, the copy machine, the Xerox machine. And so I don't know. What was the question?
It was more of what was it? How difficult it
Oh,
was because of the the
because of being a
restrictions.
woman. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because back then, you were expected to just be, I don't know. It's like Trishana was saying, like in high school, I wanted to take shop too, but they wouldn't even let girls take shop.
Mm.
You had to take home ec, as your elective, and you weren't even allowed to take shop. I wanted to make a birdhouse, but anyway, yeah, and it took a while for that to change, and
Right.
I
Right.
think the things I hear now, even from my daughter in her field, she still is struggling with some of those issues. So
Mm.
it's
Wow.
still a thing.
No,
Yeah.
and thank you. So Echo, I know you was going to say something.
I was just going to say, I was born in 63. So I was in school, in the 70s. And it really was never said like, oh, you could go to college. You could be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. It was
Right.
basically you're going to find a husband and have babies. So you need to know how to take care of the home and take care of the children, that kind of thing. I don't ever remember like having career counseling or anything where anybody really said, here are what opportunities there are for you in the job field, so to speak. And I know my parents really, didn't push me into a certain career or anything either. So with my daughter, I was like, no, you get a career, not just a job. You get an education, you get a career, and do something that you're going to enjoy doing so you can do it all of your life.
Oh, wow.
I had several different jobs and different careers, over the years because I didn't really ever have a focus,
Right. Now, and I'm gonna ask you, is there a difference between a job and a career? I mean, do you look at it as
Yeah.
different?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
okay.
I do.
Right. Auntie Mickey, you got anything on that one?
I just work when I can.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
think
glad
a
to have a
job
job.
it may pay the bills and it may
I would think
put
so.
food on the table, but a career is it allows you to grow.
Yes.
It's more than just paying the bills and putting a roof over your head. I think that with a career, there's some fulfillment there of what you've accomplished. And so, like I was on my job for my career, different fields. I moved around. I didn't stay in the same area, but I was in the federal government, but it allowed me to move and to grow. And so I felt like I made a contribution.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for that topic. So let's see if we can go somewhere else on the wheel. And unless anybody else got anything they want to share on that topic before we move on.
I would like to say I did take woodwork, but they wouldn't let me use the tool. But now I can use my own tools.
Okay. All right. So wait a minute. Okay. Well, look, thank you, Snapback, for throwing that in there and putting that piece in there. And I'm gonna say it's a shame, but it's just the fact that, we that they even say that you got the fact that just because this is how society looks at a person, that you can't do this or can't do that, and that shouldn't be, but that's how it was. And the point is, and Nancy, I think you said it, that it's still like that today, and we still having issues with that. So thank you for sharing that part with me. Let's see if we can get the wheel back up real quick, and give me a second. All right, give me 1 second. All right, it's back up, and let's see what we can hit the next subject. Ooh. All right. So health. The next subject on here, this next thing that came up was health. And that right there can be a touchy subject sometimes. It can be. So I guess the question would be, is it important to share with others some of the things you experience, especially talking about health? I mean, there's people that don't even get health insurance. They don't even get it because, like I say, the job don't pay enough to cover health insurance and cover all my bills and things like that. So what is your thought pattern on that as far as when it comes to your personal health, your children's health, or anyone else's health? What do you think about that? And I'll start with, I'm going to say Nancy on this one, please.
Okay. Well, I didn't have any health insurance until I turned 65, and then I got on Medicare. And so now I just have basic Medicare. I never go to the doctor. Was blessed with pretty good health. I don't have any problems. My blood pressure's normal. I'm not diabetic. So I just try to eat healthy and keep moving. I just try to keep moving. So yeah, I'm 66. So I just try to keep moving and eat fruits and vegetables.
Right. Wow.
That's basically my health plan.
Wow. And I guess, well, not a guess, but it worked. And that's amazing just to say until you, that's amazing to hear that.
I just manifest health. I just refuse to, I'm very rarely, knock on wood, very rarely sick. I just refuse to get sick. I did break my foot last June. That kind of put me up for a while, got me kind of out of shape, put on weight. So I'm starting to rebound a little bit from that now and get better. But I did go to the hospital with that. But yeah, that's the only time I go is if something like that happens or I have a baby or something. And I'm not going to be doing that anymore. So.
Look, I'm not going to say anything. That's not for me to comment on that one. Leave that alone. Yeah. So let me see. Auntie Mickey, health insurance, health.
Oh, I'm insured by my husband's employer. So
Okay.
I'm grateful for it. I'm 62 years old and I feel 72. So I'm grateful for it.
Hmm. Okay. So do you think it's important for someone, say a younger person, I got the option to pay my bills, or, well, I got the option to get have a little bit more in my check or get health insurance. So what would you
I
say?
wouldn't I wouldn't gamble that. I wouldn't gamble that at all. Keep that health insurance at all costs because you know you're gonna need it.
Okay. All right. Good advice. Good advice. Echo, what you got to say?
Well, I worked for a family run business when I was younger, and I did not have any kind of health insurance. They didn't really offer any benefits.
Mm.
And I ended up going to work for Walmart for the sole purpose of getting insurance.
Oh, wow.
And back then, you could work 28 hours a week and be considered full time and get full benefits. So I did that and eventually left the other job and worked full time at Walmart. But I had short term disability, long term disability, and health insurance, accident insurance. I had any insurance they would, give us. And I ended up getting hurt and it wasn't on the job. So I couldn't get workman's comp. But because I had short term disability, I was able to be off work with that. And then when you have long term disability, they will try to help you get on Social Security disability so that they don't have to pay anymore. And so eventually that's what I ended up doing, getting on regular disability. But if I had not had those short term and long term disability insurances, I would have been at 52 out of a job and no insurance or anything like that.
Right. Wow.
So with my daughter, she's a school teacher, and I made sure from her very first job that she got everything they offered, life insurance, and got it for her husband, for her baby, everything, because you never know. And like your mom was saying earlier, when you have that money going into your 401k or taken out for insurance, you don't miss that money if you never had it to begin with. And that money is just investing in your future. So yeah, I always tell my daughter, you get everything is so much cheaper on a group plan through a business than to get private insurance anyway. So
That is true. That I would say that's true. If you have if the job offers it and you can take it, I would say that's a good move right there. So snap back before we go to Mama Jack. So snap back. What you think on that topic?
I think for me, insurance is good, but health is wealth. So taking care of yourself, even with insurance, you have to still take care of yourself. Eat healthy and different things. I've had the opportunity to have insurance over 20 years. Like Echo said, no, living the best life. Echo, yeah, Echo said that. I had one job. I had long term insurance, and then the job where I was at now, we had insurance and we had good insurance and health saving plans. I did that also. So when I went to the doctor with my prepaid, I was able to pay with that because it's money that you get to use without being taxed for it. So I loved it at that part. Eyeglasses, and then all kind of other medical things. But the best thing to have is take care of your health. But in America, you need insurance.
Yeah. Now, Jack, before we come to you, I want to put this post up that Selena put up, and right there, it's so interesting to hear how insurance work over there. Here in Australia, we all have access to free health care, and then you can pay for private if you choose for more specific or higher insurance. So that is a difference of just a different country, just saying that there's free health care where here you're talking about paying, and it's some people pay top dollar for insurance, especially the family plans and things like that. So, Jack, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, what I would add is that I'm an advocate for insurance, life insurance, health insurance, maintenance plans. Okay, because you never know where you're going to find yourself from day to day. And I know that when you were in high school, you got injured and broke three vertebrae in your back, and if I hadn't had insurance, I mean, you went to a top-notch doctor, a sports medicine doctor that was for the Washington Redskins at the time, and though that type of physician is a lot more costly than just your normal go to the clinic type of physician, but because you were able to get that kind of care, um, it opened up doors for you to be able to continue on and go to college and go through the military and to be where you are right now. And it was because we had insurance and I didn't have any out of pocket expenses for that. And it's the same thing when, even now, since I've been retired, I still have, even before I was able to get on Medicare, I still had my insurance from the job, and I slipped on the ice and I broke my ankle, but my insurance covered everything, even down to me getting a knee scooter so that I was able to get around until I was able to get back up on my feet. So you don't know. I mean, good health is wonderful, and I think we all should strive for good health. But you never know what's going to happen from day to day and what kind of position you're going to find yourself in. And so to have a backup, something that you're going to be able to lean on, like insurance, you can't. To me, you can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, and it's I don't say it's a shame, but I'm just want to add into this, and maybe you can all tap in, because some things they require you to. So if you get a car, they're going to make you get insurance. If long as you got a title, or if it's not paid for, you got to have insurance. Your home, you get insurance, but with your health, there's no one making you have insurance. They're not making you have it. But like I say, if you get sick or get injured or whatever happened, and it's like, okay, who's going to pay this bill when it comes? And the bill's going to come. It's going to come. I mean, I complain over the copay, so I already know if I had to pay the rest of it, just what it's going to be, because I'm like, what, $40? But I know when I see the bill come in and say how much the insurance covered, I'm like, wow, thank you, because that just been crazy if I had to pay that out. So, and then it got a little bit better because and I don't know if all of y'all didn't experience that. I don't know, we might have, but now, like I was able to carry my kids until they would turn 26. And that was a little bit different than when they were cut off at 18 or 21 and things like that. So those extra years helped them to be able to get themselves more established and not worrying about that extra bill of insurance. So that was definitely a big move and a help that came through on that. And I thank y'all for that, touching on the subject. Is there anything else we want to add to that subject at all? And thank you, Jack. It was only 2 vertebrae. I didn't break 3 of them. I broke 2 of them.
Okay, well, it was enough of them. That's all I know.
Yeah. And I thank you, because if you didn't know, we went to a lot of doctors before we found the one that did the surgery. Matter of fact, the first doctor we went to just wanted to remove the vertebrae. He's like, we can remove them and put artificial in, and you won't ever be able to play football again. And I'm like, well, what I want that for? And I play football. He's like, well, you can play basketball. And I'm like, look at me. I'm 6 feet tall. Look at me. And my mom is what? Not 6 feet tall. So don't ever play basketball, doc. So you're like, come on, what do you leave? And then it's funny, because I want to share this little quick story. We went to Children's Hospital next, because I'm still in high school. So I'm under 18. We go to Children's Hospital. But the last time I was at that hospital, I probably was like 12 years old. So they're looking at this 17-year-old football player, and they thinking the records are showing me as a 12-year-old. So they thought I was 12. So these doctors and nurses all peeking around the door pointing at me, because they thought I was still 12 years old. They're like, look at that kid. That kid's huge. They're like, I'm not 12. What the? But anyway, but that's just funny how they didn't update the record enough to know that I wasn't 12. So anyway, Auntie, you got anything you want to add to this?
No, I'm having a hard time hearing, so I'm just trying to listen to the conversation.
No, I got you. I understand. I appreciate it.
It's overlapping a lot, so.
Okay, all right. So I'm sorry. I apologize to you on that.
That's okay.
Yeah. And let's see if we can get one more question in, and then as we go on, let's see if we can get something else up on the board. Uh, yeah, that's a good one. Movies. All right. So when you were, can you, any one of y'all remember the first movie y'all went to go see? The first movie you went to go see as a first movie. So regardless what it was, can you remember your first movie?
Oh my God.
Your first movie?
The one, yeah, that I went to religiously, yes.
Okay, they can hear you. I have no clue.
Yeah,
I
okay.
do remember that back when I was going to the movies, I think it was like 50 cents to get in. I had no clue as to what the movie was.
Okay, no problem. So 50 Cent to see the movie. Do anyone remember their first movie they went to go see?
I think
Okay.
I think my first. Okay, somebody else.
No, it's you, Auntie. It's you.
Okay, I think the first movie I ever saw was Blackula.
Blackula. Wow.
Blackula.
Okay. Wow. That's yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say that, but I remember that movie. I remember seeing it, and I don't know it was my first. Anybody else?
Godzilla, something like that. Tarzan, Hercules, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think what was that movie with the guy on the building? What was that?
King Kong.
Spider-Man.
King Kong, yeah, something like that.
King Kong.
Or the dragons fighting each other. What was that? Something like that.
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah, something like that.
So monster movies. Okay.
Yeah, Mothra, yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah. So now, and I'm asking because I'm just learning about it. So was the news and all of that part of the movie? Did you actually see like clips or? Because I know Jackie was saying that.
No. My first movie, I not remember it, but we was in I remember the car. We was in a station wagon with a lot of children going to the movie. What you call it? The movie.
Drive-ins.
Driving, yeah.
Yeah.
Drive-in theaters. That's all I remember. I don't remember what I seen, but it was a lot of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
They played cartoons.
Carload.
They would play cartoons before the movie at the drive-in.
Cartoons, yeah.
Okay. So there would be a cartoon before the movie started, and then they would.
And the movies were usually double features.
Double features.
You usually got two movies. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Because a lot of times we see movies, older movies and all, and they'll be showing the news from the maybe the war that was going on and things like that. And I would just I'm asking because I wasn't there.
I remember that, Jack.
Huh?
I remember what you're talking about.
Right. And that's why I'm just more asking, was it like that? So, and I guess popcorn was still the thing, the snack of choice or whatever at the movies. So, okay, all right. So it's funny because Jackie getting ready to turn 70 years old, but that's the same stuff it is today. There's no different in that right there. The price is different.
Oh, the price is absolutely different.
Yeah. It's a huge difference. What did y'all think when we put up the clip? When we put it up, and those who wasn't here in the beginning, if y'all didn't see it, I'm gonna put it back up on the screen, but and see what y'all think about that. Those are the prices from 1955, and so the house at $22,000. That's in, the eggs. That was one of the big ones I was looking at. 61 cents for a dozen of eggs in 1955.
Gosh.
Gas, 23 cents a gallon. Yeah. So that was in 1955. So, of course it went up as time go on. And if you're not from 55 and you move on, but it's just the fact that, there was a time that it was like that. And those were some of
those costs, the house's cost is like 20 times higher now than it was 70 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
And eggs is probably the same way.
Yeah. It's funny because think about it though. In 70 years, look at the difference in the postage stamp.
Yeah,
Because I don't know I really don't know because I haven't mailed anything. How much is a stamp now?
it's 70 some cent.
70 cents. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's 70. I think it's like 73 cent or something like
so
that.
in a year, I mean, in 70 years, it has not crossed the dollar mark. Nothing on this list is in that same situation. You know what I'm saying? So that look how much that stamp is. And a lot of people complain about post office and postage stamps and things like that. But imagine what that stamp allows you to do, and it's still less than $1 if you look at it that way. Because you can mail a stamp. I mean, you can mail a letter from one end of the United States to the other end. That person could have moved. They will find that person and get it to them. And if they don't, they'll send it back to you, and it's still less than $1. So if you think about it like that, that's one way I always look at the stamp and how powerful it is. But y'all got time for one more question? One more, Will? Okay. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all being here and sharing this time with me. Jackie, you okay?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're going to throw one more up here on and get y'all here. And I appreciate it. So we'll try one more. See if you can get something with a little deeper on it. Ah, shoot. That's not fair. Sports. Okay, and the only reason, well, not only reason, that's on there, because I know, Mama Jack, you was a fan at one time of a team in the Washington D.C. area. So I'm gonna ask you about your team, and then I'm gonna see if there's anyone else who gets into or have a favorite team or anything like that in sports, or it might not be that sport. So, what's your favorite sport if you have one, and your favorite team?
My favorite sport is football. I'm a diehard Washington Commanders fan, and even when I was in high school, it was my brother played football, and I was at all his games. I was a statistician for the boys basketball team when I was in high school, but I only did that so I could go to the games for free. And but then my son played football when he was in high school, and I went to all his games that I could make it. And then he went away to college, and I would ride 4 or 5 hours to try to get down there to his home games. So I'm an avid. I like college basketball because I think the guys put a lot more heart into it than professional basketball. But I love football. I get really depressed, kind of like when the football season is over with, because I gotta wait till late August before I can get some more football.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
well, that's a good one. Echo, is there anything up there?
I was going to say that when I was a teenager, we could play softball, but you couldn't play on the little league team, the baseball. That was strictly for the boys.
Right.
But I am a Atlanta Braves baseball fan.
Oh, well, coming out of Georgia, I can see that. Atlanta Braves. Okay. Not a problem. Nancy?
I don't know anything about sports, but I did karate when I was young.
Look, that's a sport in itself, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't do any professional sports or anything. Sorry.
But you just told everybody in the chat and everybody that's going to be watching, don't mess with Nancy because she know karate.
Yeah,
So, that's what.
I got so far as a purple belt. So.
Well, purple belt. All right. So look, you got some purple belt going on. All right. Watch
And I
out for
think
Nancy out there, y'all.
Back up. So.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Say again. Nancy, what was the last comment you made?
Oh, I said I think I'm going to pick it back because I still practice, you know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Combine it with yoga, so yeah.
Very good point. I like that.
So that's my sport. You know, my whole, my other family, not my family here, but they all like football. Everybody likes football. I know there's a goal thing you got to run toward, and you got to try to kick the ball in there and stuff. And I don't know. That's so goofy, but
It's funny because now I don't know which football you talk about. So it's a soccer one because
No, not
soccer
soccer.
is called football too. Yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah,
European football and American. I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
American football. Yeah.
No, so yeah, nothing wrong with that. So snapback, you got anything?
Well, when I was in high school, we played volleyball, but I've never been a sports person or fan. So I used to complain about going to the PE. I'm about to say this and then I'm gonna go. We used to wear these before they did the t-shirts and the shorts. We had to wear this ugly blue jumpsuit,
Yes,
one piece.
I did too. I did too.
Oh no.
That must be everybody must have had to wear that outfit.
Oh, it was hard.
Yes, it was awful.
Wait a minute.
So cute in your blue, Nancy and Auntie. I like your hairpiece, girl, and I'm glad to be on here. You with you, Echo, and happy birthday again, Mama. Jack.
Thank you so much.
So wait a minute. Now y'all all over the country. We talked about in the beginning, but y'all all had the same blue
Jumpsuit.
Yeah,
Wow.
it snapped at the shoulders, mind you.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh my goodness. I used to
Oh.
write a note from home. Nancy cannot attend PE today. I wrote it and signed my mom's name.
Oh, that's great.
And then they make you clean the locker room.
Oh, wait a minute. If you don't do PE, you got to clean the locker room, or that was
The
just
boys' locker room.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, Auntie, did you have the same jumpsuit?
No.
Okay, so no.
We just
So-
had booty shorts and t-shirts.
Okay, so y'all had the shorts and t-shirts on the West Coast. So on the West Coast, you had shorts and t-shirts, but on the East Coast area, you had on that jumpsuit. Okay, that's crazy. Oh, that's funny because I would have never guessed. I know we wear uniforms or the head gym uniforms, but you would never guess that it was so
I'm
similar.
having a hard time because I'm hearing one thing and I'm seeing another. So
Oh,
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you and here's one of the secrets: if you're on whichever one you're watching, don't try to watch the other because it's like 10 seconds delay between the two.
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
So
So,
I'm taking my cues from you.
yeah, it's 10
Now, what
seconds
was your
delay.
question again?
No, we were just talking about the difference in having a uniform and not
Oh,
having
the
a
uniform.
uniform.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're trying to watch yourself on anything else other than the device that you're being live on, it's like
Well,
a
it's
10-second delay.
It's the audio.
It's audio.
Audio
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
repeating
We're
itself.
working. Okay, yeah. So, and like I say, even with that, I normally turn down my other device to nothing, so I only can hear the one. But it's okay. It's all good. So we're on the Iron Sharpening Iron after show. We got Living My Best Life with at 60 with Echo, Nancy Green, Snapback Trishana, Auntie Mickey's variety show, and my mom, Sharon Jackson, is here with me. And I appreciate and thank you all for being on here with me and hanging with me and having this celebration with me as I celebrate my mom's 70th birthday as she go on into the next milestone, going on to the next level. And so, ladies, y'all heard most of the interview. Is there anything you want to add to or talk to Sharon about or whatever before we close this all out? If you don't have anything, I understand, but if you do, please share at this time. And I'll start with you, Echo, if you have anything.
I just want to say happy birthday. I am so happy that I got to be a part of this tonight. That's just wonderful. And you don't look 70 at all. So you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
Same here.
Auntie Mickey.
Happy birthday to you, beautiful. I hope I'm as gorgeous as you when I grow up.
Oh, that's cute. I'm gonna stop commenting because it's talking to you, Jack. So, Snapback, you got anything?
I'm grateful and honored to be a part of this special occasion. And I love all of the love that was poured on you from the flowers, even this interview. Is so when Big Jack I adopted as my big little brother, when he told me that, was to be a special, I'm like, oh, he said that for all of them. And so, because it is special to him. So I'm happy that I'm here. And you definitely look gorgeous. and also I like how you didn't just only talk to your 35-year-old self. You talked to other ones, and you gave very great inspirational things and techniques that we could do to be able to have a life when we get when they get to our age. I'm like, when we get to, yeah. So I appreciate that.
All right, thank you. And Nancy, you have anything you want to add or no?
Just I'm so glad that I was able to be here and celebrate your birthday with you. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night and you have many more birthdays.
Thank you. I thank you all, and I know when I called you all, and I appreciate you all stepping up and coming on the show and being a part of this with me. I was trying to think, what could I do to help celebrate this day from a virtual side of the world, and then having my mom on as a guest, and then having the family send in little shout outs, but then having you on the panel. And it allowed us to learn a little bit more about the history of growing up and the things that you experienced and all, but then at the same time celebrating my mom. And again, I thank you all for being on here. Jack, is there anything you want to share before we close this show out? Anything you want to say? And we're going to close it out.
I am just so full. I'm just so full. I don't know how to say thank you, son, for this wonderful celebration of my birthday. Echo, I need to change my name to Living My Best Life at 70, because
Yes,
it's just beginning. But I want to thank each and every one of you ladies for being a part of this birthday celebration. I want to thank everybody that was in the chat tonight for joining in and for all of the birthday wishes. And I want to thank each and every person that did a video that showered me with so much love. But I want to thank you, son, for just these wonderful 50 plus years that we've had together. You are my best friend. Okay, I'm your mother, but you are my best friend. Okay, I can come to you and share with you any and everything, and don't feel like I'm being judged. And I want to thank my sisters for their part in helping you to put all of this together. And I just want to thank God for allowing me to be here for 70 years. And I'm looking for another 30 before he calls me home. So, because I have a lot more to do. And so this is my sister Nisi. She just feels like she has to be in this video right here. But thank y'all so much. I really, you just don't know. It's a memory that will never go away. So just thank you so much for all of the love that I've felt here tonight.
Jack, I thank you. Thank you for those fine and kind words that you shared. So I do know that Echo was on live. So Echo, everyone that was on Echo's channel that came in, we appreciate you. We didn't call everybody out by name because I didn't want to just run up and down the chat. So it's not about that. I know y'all were interacting with your people, and I appreciate that. Auntie Mickey was on there with her live, and she was going live with her people and interacting. Snapback was on live with hers, and she was interacting. And Nancy, we're gonna have to teach you how to go live on yours. So when you don't know, you just don't know. But we'll make sure we teach you. We'll teach you for the next time for sure. So for everyone that's out there, we want to say thank you for being on the Iron Sharpening Iron show and the after show. This has been a true blessing for me to be able to celebrate my mom's 70th birthday, and not only with her but with you as well. So I thank you all, and we're gonna say continue to. We are stronger together. That if each one would just reach one, we can all grow and glow. And that's the whole thing. And that's what it's all about. Let's grow and glow together. So until next time, I'm going to ask you to stay blessed, peace, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Bye. Love y'all. Thank you.
Bye.